I always wanted a place that was just mine, that was my things, was my art, was all the things that make me tick and make me happy, and that's realistically what I've tried to create here in my home. Every single piece in this place tells a story. I remember where I got it, how I got it, what went into it, so it becomes this this narrative when I walk around my apartment or when I'm showing it to different people. This is actually a mummified Peruvian ear. This one's very, very cute, and it actually looks like a taxidermied monkey, but this was one that I decided to, I hate to say disembowel, but dissected all the organs out of and mummified myself. This is an Egyptian cat that was preserved by the natron salts in the desert there. I think a lot of these artifacts could be construed as weird or macabre because they are dealing with death. I've chosen to give them, I think, a different type of beauty that maybe hasn't been seen in the past. And beyond being cool objects, they are things that I think evoke conversation. I think the oldest piece that I have in my collection right now is a Greco-Roman period Egyptian mummy. When I first got it into my collection, I took everything out of the sarcophagus. I wanted to see what was in there. This is an exploded cat skull. This skull would have probably been a medium-sized domestic cat. I disarticulated it and then made all the apparatus that holds each part. I can't just live with this stuff. I need to know what the makeup is. Therefore, I've gone and redone all these preparations. So I do a lot of medical preparations where I mummify the skin and the cartilage, and I've done a lot of skeletonizing of different specimens. When I'm working on one of these pieces, there's always some kind of educational medical aspect to it because it is, after all, human material or primate material. It's all genuine bone. I don't work with any kind of fake pieces or resin or plastics. But you know, when it becomes something like this, I think it's then my artwork. I find this stuff because it's what I do. I wake up in the morning looking for it and I go to sleep looking for it. I do the same thing with studying what this stuff is. The basic process of shrinking a head is you go cut the heads off of your enemies in the neighboring village, a neighboring tribe, and you essentially just skin the skull, toss the skull away, sew up the back of this thing, usually sew up the eyes and put pegs through the lips so that everything is shut. Then you go into the actual curing process. You go and you cure this by putting it in simmering water and then start to dry it. And as you dry it, it starts to shrink. It's this weird drive, and I've always had this disease, and I've had it since I was a little kid, where it started as natural ephemera that I would find in my backyard because we lived in the woods upstate. It's just the same as collecting any other type of pottery or a car. It's all the same disease that we all have. We have to collect. One of my favorite anatomists is Frederick Reusch, and he used to always sort of beautify his specimens. He would put collars on them. He would put lace around them to make it a little less grisly and a little bit more humanistic. So on this particular piece, I gave him a little lace collar. This is actually a medically mummified head. They were typically to show any abnormality or how somebody died, what way they died, and why they would cut it completely in half is so you could see the abnormality or cause of death from both sides. This is a Nazca Peruvian head that's been perfectly mummified. This would also have been due to the conditions in Peru being extremely dry. This would be coated in resin and then just placed in the sun to naturally mummify like this. You know, I've never had anyone come in here and go screaming for the hills. Most of the people that I choose to do business with or to befriend or allow into my home are people that already have a sense of what I do or an appreciation for it. There's no level of disrespect in my art and what I do. I have the utmost respect for the dead, and I think that I'm preserving it so that others in the future can see what I've done with it and my take on it.